So this has been an idea that was kicking around in my head for a little while, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna actually do this as a video. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the title you can see here. Black Lagoon Hazbin Hotel crossover titled The Bride of Alastair. So, let's get started with the story. And the story begins with way back in the Afghanistan-Soviet conflict. Let's just call it a war. So during that war, we all know that before they became Hotel Moscow, Balalaika and her band of her merry band of Spetsnaz were out fighting in those deserts. However, in this lost moment in time, their helicopter was shot down by their enemies, and it crash lands, leaving everyone for dead. And Balalaika is like even Balalaika herself is like struggling to stay awake. She's bleeding profusely, but at the same time, she's not using any meds on her. She's using it on her men, like her comrades. She's using whatever medical technique she knows, as well as first aid kits and medical equipment that she can find, and using it to help keep them alive. But she's already like the pilot's already dead, and some of her and at least one or two of her other men have slipped away into death's grip. So Balalaika at this point, she's like, I'm not a praying person, but if there's someone listening out there, I would give anything to keep my troops alive. And someone replied with, just something out of the shadows replies with, anything? And it's Alastair. And if you're wondering, well, that doesn't make any sense. Alastair died around in the 20s, so he would be around by this point in the 80s, as well as a deal-making demon. So Alastair is like, my, what a bloody mess we've got here. Usually I'm the one who makes these messes. But please tell me, I heard your cries, and she's like, and she's already got her gun out on him. He's like, oh, please, let's not pull out the piece here. We're all civil here. But Balalaika ain't having that shit, and she's just like, what do you want? Like, what are you? And he's like, I am the person you called. My dear lady, maybe we can come to a deal. I can heal you and keep your men alive if you do me a favor, like tit for tat, shall we say? Quid pro quo, as you might say. And she's like, whatever, I don't know who you are, but but if you can keep my men alive, and you, and she's like, no, I can keep myself alive, thank you very much. So Alastair's like, so it's a deal. So Balalaika makes that deal. She already is like, this is a fucking demon, but yeah. So Alastair uses his power to keep her men alive. All of them. And they are like, oh shit, Captain, you're fucking bleeding. She's slipping out of consciousness, and she's like, it was a worthy trade, my comrades get to live, and they're like, oh fuck, Captain! So they quickly patch her up, and she survives, leading to the eventual creation of Hotel Moscow. However, they don't know what they just thought the captain kept them alive, and that's the story Balalaika stuck to all this time, was just, I did everything in my power to keep you all alive, and you guys saved me in turn. She never told them about the demon. And Alastair never, it always stuck in the back of her head. Like, she would try to rationalize it, like, maybe I was just going nuts, maybe I did suffer a head injury after the crash, maybe it was just me hallucinating. And she's just like, yeah, she tries to rationalize it, but deep down she knows that something wasn't right. And now, after all these years, Alastair's come back to collect. And sure enough, in Roanapur, there have been a series of brutal murders throughout the city. And by brutal, I mean like stuff no human could do. Like, people are found, like, disemboweled, part of them eaten. There are parts of them, like, scattered all, like, 30 blocks away from each other. And she's like, oh god. Like, she thinks it's, at first, it's like, well, that's not good. So Balalaika is like, she even, like, is playing the radio, and then she hears on the, like, it goes static, and is like, it's my little love letter. And he's like, she, like, shoots the radio out of panic, And even Boris, her second in command, is like, are you okay, boss? Like, Captain, you are, like, is there something amiss with you? Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong with you, Captain? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. Hey, call the Lagoon Company real quick. So Boris calls them, and Dutch is like, hey, do you guys need me? And he's like, the captain wishes to speak to you. And personally speaking, she seems frightened. And that immediately makes everyone go, oh, it's bad. Because and Rock's like, what? That's weird. And Benny goes, if Bella is scared, it's bad. Because nothing scares that woman. So yeah. So Bella just like smoking. She looks nervous, and Revy's like, hi, and of course she calls her sis. Is like, hey sis, what's going on? Like, what's the problem? And she's like, there's someone coming to get me, and they're like, cool. You want us to take him out? And they're like, and she's like, I don't think you can, but I need all the extra manpower. And they're like, okay, what happened? He's like, these killings around the city. They're being done by a man I made a deal with to keep my soldiers alive decades ago. And they're like, what? So you made a deal with someone to keep your men alive, and now he's just going crazy and killing everyone? That's a hell of a thing. He's like, and she's like, yeah, it's his way of like writing me love letters. So he's coming for me tonight. Like, he told me over the radio, I'm here to take you away tonight. And they're like, this is really bad. And she's like, I can put whatever zeros, how many zeros on this, like, blank check I'll write you after this, but do not let him, do not let him come here for me. So yeah, the Lagoon Company, bunch of hired guns, and Hotel Moscow line up for Alastair, and he makes his grand appearance. He takes over the radio comms, and he's like, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Alastair here, your entertainment for the night, your last entertainment." And Revy's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And that's when Alastair makes his big grand appearance. He comes strutting in, and everyone just starts opening fire on them. He's using his shadow demon powers to just block the bullets, or he just takes bullets and he just gets back up. He is just and then he proceeds to mop the floor with everyone left and right. He's just playing I'm the Boogeyman. If you know that song, then you know how Boo, I'm the Boogeyman. If you know that song, then you know how apt this is. So he makes his way to Bella, and he's like, "Hello," and she just opens fire on him, and she's like, "You came for my soul. You came for my soul, and it's already damned. At first she's like, I was scared at first. I was genuinely scared of you at first. But now I'm like, yeah, I've got nothing. Hell has no secrets for me." He's like, "Darling, I'm not here to send you to hell yet. I'm here for your hand." And that's when he conjures a black ring, and it floats over and goes over onto her finger, and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "I came for my bride." And she's like, "Wait, I thought I gave you my soul when I saw you." And he's like, No, souls are my wheel and deal house. But when I saw you, just the utter determination and the stink of blood all over you, and not yours, I knew that I had found the perfect wife for me." And everyone's like, "Hold up!" Revy is watching all this, and she's like, "Hold up, time out. You're telling me that you came all this way to marry Bella?" And he's like, "Yep." "I'm gonna take her to hell, though." And yeah, Bella gets Alastair grabs Bella and opens a portal, jumps into hell, and everyone's just like, what the fuck just happened? So, in hell, Alastair returns from his leave of absence, shall we say, and Charlie's like, oh god, where the hell did Alastair go? Because whenever Alastair leaves, it's never a good thing when Alastair leaves the room. But Alastair has come back. Alastair has finally returned, and he's come back with Bella, who is like, this is not coming off, is it? And he's like, nope. And they're like, and Charlie is just like, where were you? And he's like, I was in Roanapur picking up my wife. And Angel you just hear Angel, if this was an episode, you just hear Angel go, no! He can't try to have sex with Alastair anymore without interference. So, yeah, so they're like, wait, you have a wife? And even Husk is like, I'm gonna need to drink way more now. So yeah. And he's like, Charlie, as the Princess of Hell, you have the ability to bind us in a unholy matrimony. She's like, yeah, but this seems a little wrong, Al. She's not due to die yet. And Bella-Lyka's like, yeah. I mean, why couldn't you just wait? And he's like, I've always been the impatient sort. And besides, if I'm going to be the king of hell someday, I'm going to need a queen. And that's when, like, Bella-Lyka sees, like, what hell is, and it's like, it's just Roanapur. Holy shit, if and when I die and go to hell, it's just gonna be another Roanapur. Oh my god. So at that moment, Bella-Lyka's almost like, yeah, let's do this. But Alastair, Alastair's like, great, brilliant, we'll consummate our wedding tonight, my love. Meanwhile, Charlie's like, he cannot do this. Like, it's completely, this is against all the rules. Bella-Lyka isn't supposed, like, he took a human and brought it to Earth, and brought him to hell before their time. My dad's got strict rules about that. And they're like, okay, what do we do? And she's like, we're gonna crash a wedding. And Vaggie and Angel's all for it, because he thinks he could be, Alastair's, like, pity fuck after this. Vaggie's just like, this is going to end horribly. So Charlie opens a portal to Roanapur, and her, Vaggie, and Angel go through it. And of course, everyone's like shell-shocked from seeing Bella-Lyka get sucked into hell. But and then, out of nowhere, 3 more demons have come out, and everyone's like, fuck, what the fuck? And it just turns into a fight. Vaggie and Revy fight, Angel just takes out his Tommy gun and just starts mowing down. And Charlie's like, don't kill anyone. And he's like, fine, I'll just aim for their kneecaps. Killjoy. Until Charlie stops the fight. Like, she goes full demon princess and goes, enough! And that's when Charlie explains, like, where Bella-Lyka is, and she's like, you guys gotta come with me tonight to stop this wedding, because Alastair's about to break some real rules, and that's gonna bring some heat down on all of us. So Revy's like, go to hell already? Yeah. So everyone gears up, and as a sick joke, Revy starts playing Highway to Hell as they jump in, and yeah. So meanwhile, Alastair has found, like, he's basically twisted Husk's arm into getting them married, and yeah, Alastair, as they're Alastair and Bella-Lyka are about to do their I do's. That's when Charlie shows up with the rest of with everyone else, and they're like, I object! We haven't gotten to the objections yet. I don't care, I'm already objecting! So Alastair just stops everyone with his power and just goes, why are you doing this, Charlie? I thought you'd be happy for me. I'm hurt as your friend. And she's like, Al, you can't do this right now. If you do, you're breaking all these rules. Like, yes, we're in hell, I break rules. And Bella-Lyka actually says, you know, Al, I am very flattered, but it's not my time yet. Roanapur still I can't let Roanapur, my business, fall into disarray. So, and he's like, so we aren't married? And she goes, we can be. You just have to wait a little longer till I come down here. And everyone's like, Charlie's like, oh, I'm a dick. And Revy's like, I don't care. I'm gonna shoot something. So they do get married. Like they do get, and he's like, Alastair's like, you never said anything about getting married on Earth. So they get married in Roanapur, in a horrific wedding surrounded by mobsters and just gun-toting monsters, and it's kind of, and Charlie proposes a Persephone deal where Bella Lyca, as long as she's alive, can stay on Earth, but every 3 months she goes down to Hell to be with Alastair. So that's how the story ends. It's kind of this dark, sick, romantic story. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Hazbin Hotel Black Lagoon story. Not what you would expect, but yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.